Tina Cooks is made possible through the generous support of
G's Hot Dog Cafe, home of the Chicago Dog.
Papa John's Pizza,
Leominster, Fitchburg, Marlboro, Worcester. KC's Body Connection Massage Center, connecting body, mind, and spirit.
Boucher Construction, Central Mass Sand and Gravel. Hi, welcome to Tina Cooks. Tonight I'm going to show you some of my favorite things to do with Thanksgiving leftovers. Stay tuned. All right, our first thing we're going to start out with today is going to be a turkey pot pie, which is very simple. Everybody probably has had one in their lifetime. I'm going to start, I got a little olive oil in here. I'm going to put it on a medium heat. Now I've just prepared this a little bit. I've got celery, onions, and chopped garlic. Okay, we're going to season up the broth, so to speak. Usually I have gravy and a lot of peas and corn and stuff left. I don't have that much left, but enough to do a nice chicken pot pie. It's going to be delicious. Now I am going to season my vegetables, okay? I'm going to use some my wonderful spices that I love to use. A little bit of granulated garlic, because we have some fresh garlic in there. I'm going to use some salt, some pepper, and yes, I'm going to use parsley, so it's got a nice little green coloring to it. There we go. And we're going to get this going. I'm going to open up, I bought myself some nice turkey broth. You can get them in the stores around the holiday because I don't know about you, but I can never make enough gravy. It seems like the gravy is always gone. I do have a little bit left, but I'm saving that for the turkey puff pastry sandwiches I'm going to make. All right, so now we're going. I'm going to drop in some corn. This is frozen corn because I don't have any left. Okay. I'm going to drop in some nice potatoes that I diced and some carrots that I cut. Okay. I'm going to let these saute a little bit. Not too long, because you don't want them to brown. You don't want your potatoes to brown. All right, so now I'm going to add my turkey broth. We're going to use a Bisquick topping. I like pie crust, but we're going to try the Bisquick topping for Carl because he likes the Bisquick. I made chicken pot pies with the kids this summer in the rec department, and they loved them. They thought they were great. Okay. Now this has to come to a boil, and it needs to cook, and it needs to simmer till the potatoes are fork tender. We'll be back. All right, now what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to cut up some turkey meat so that we can use it in our turkey pot pie. Now, I like turkey in my turkey pot pie, so it's probably going to outweigh the vegetables. But we're going to take this turkey and we're going to put it into our turkey pot pie. So now we have our turkey all cut up. The potatoes they're fork tender, which means, you know, they're almost ready to eat. So we're going to drop our turkey in with our vegetables and potatoes. Now, like I said, I used the turkey broth because I wanted to save the gravy for our little sandwiches over there. All right, so that's good. Get that going. Now, I am going to taste this a little bit because I think it's gonna need a little bit, yeah, just a little tiny bit of chicken base. I like a nice flavorful gravy. I don't want a shaba tasting gravy. So I'm gonna put about a teaspoon of chicken base in here just to pick up the flavor of the gravy. I'm gonna fix it right up. Okay? I'm also gonna add some gravy master, which is just gonna darken the gravy. Okay? It's got a nice flavor to it too. Because you want it not too dark, but you know, a little bit dark. I'm gonna bring this up to a boil. Then the next thing I'm gonna do is, this is a slurry. And this is just flour and water that's shaken up real good. Now I wanna make sure this is boiling because I don't wanna, you know, over thicken this. Okay? I'm gonna drop this in the center here, just a little bit at a time, and I'm gonna slowly thicken this up. Okay? Okay, now you need to stir, you know what I'm saying? I'm not whisking, because you can't do that at this point. Now that, I think, is just about, now this won't reach its true thickening until it comes to the boil, which this is kind of boiling. I'm just gonna put a tish more in there, and I think that should cover it. That's gonna be nice, and that's gonna be thick enough. All right, now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna taste this for salt and pepper, okay? I'm gonna add a little more pepper, not a lot. You might wanna use a spoon at home because that is hot. But I think I cooked for so many years, my fingers are kind of numb to this kind of heat, so it really doesn't bother me, but you might wanna use a spoon. Preferably not one everybody's gonna wanna eat out of after. Okay, now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna lower this down just to a slow simmer, and I'm gonna let this boil a little bit, so simmer out a little bit so the flour will cook out of it. And we're gonna go over to the counter and we're gonna finish up this turkey pot pie. Okay, this is ready to move over. We're gonna put this here for now. All right, and this is the casserole. I hope it's big enough. It might be, it might not be, we'll see. But before I finish this up, I'm gonna let this cool a minute. See how nice that looks? It's nice and thick. It's gonna be delicious. We're gonna make a Bisquick topping, okay? Now, I'm gonna follow the box recipe. It was 2 1/4 cups. This Bisquick already has the shortening and stuff in it, I think. It's just a mix. It's a biscuit mix. I'm gonna take 2 cups of that. It's actually 2 1/4, but I'm gonna go at 2 cups because I think that's plenty. And then what I'm gonna do is, it says 3/4 of a cup of milk. That's about it. Just gonna put it in there. And we're just gonna mix it around. Like so. It's a little wet. So I'm gonna put a fistful more. You like the way I measure? This is the Tina way of cooking. Follow the recipes and then do what you want. Read the box and do what you want. All right, so now this is gonna make like a biscuit top, okay? I'm just gonna dump this out on the counter here because I don't wanna work it too much, okay? I'm just gonna press it down and I'm gonna look at the shape of this casserole dish. You don't want to overlap it too much because then what happens is, I'm gonna pick it up. Here we go, we'll toss it over a little bit. All right, now we're gonna take our turkey mixture and put that in, and boy, is that full. That might boil over, so I'm gonna have to put that on a little cookie sheet. And then we're gonna take our Bisquick and we're gonna pick it up. We're gonna put it right on the top like that. Now if it squishes out a little bit, that's okay. It's gonna be good. I'm still gonna put a cookie sheet under this because I know what's gonna happen to it. This is gonna go into a 350-degree oven, and it's gonna cook till it's nice and golden brown. about 15 to 20 minutes. Okay, now this turkey is cold, so it's easy to slice. So I'm gonna slice some nice thin slices. Well, you can have this for sandwiches if you want, but what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take a puff pastry and I'm gonna make some little turkey puff pastry sandwiches. They're really good. You can stuff them with turkey and, you know, corn or whatever you like. So we'll show you that in a minute. I'm just gonna finish slicing this up. And we have some nice turkey slices here, nice and thin. This turkey is delicious. All right, we're gonna make some little puff pastry turkey sandwiches. Almost like you buy them in the freezer, the Hot Pockets, they're called Hot Pockets. My daughter gets them sometimes for lunch. I'm gonna roll this a little bit thinner. This is just puff pastry that I bought at the grocery store in the freezer section, okay? It's all right if it's splitting because that's what I'm gonna do with it anyways. So we're gonna cut it like this, okay, but I still want it a little bit thinner than that. I need a little more flour, okay? All right, there we go. We're just gonna roll these out like this. I'm gonna move this aside and this aside because I want to get a little width to it too, okay? Now this is what we're gonna do. We're gonna take our forks and we're gonna dock our pastry, which means it's gonna make it, it's not gonna let it rise as much as it usually does, okay? We're gonna take a piece of turkey. Try to keep it in the center so that you have a little bit of an edge because you want to fork that edge down so that it doesn't come up and everything leak out. I have some gravy that I'm going to put a little bit of spinach in this one. I have spinach and I have corn left. So I'm going to put a little bit of spinach here. I know this is probably, somebody's going to say, ooh, but I love it. I think this is a great leftover. Like I said, you gotta love what you cook. And then just a little bit of gravy on top, like so. You don't want to go too crazy with the gravy because it will seep out. Okay. Then we're gonna pull this over like this, and you're gonna push it down so that it's nice and sealed, like this. Of course, it's not cooperating just because it's on TV and it knows it. It's got a little bit of gravy coming out. And push it down, okay? And then you take your fork and you gotta fork your edge. Now, if you want, you can just put turkey and gravy and you can take them to, I do this because you can take them to lunch. You can warm them up, take them to lunch, you know? Or you can serve them for a supper and then have mashed potatoes and stuff on the side if you want to. That's up to you. And then I'm gonna do another one. You can also make them a little bit smaller if you want, if you think that's too big, you know. You can make them whatever size. And if your pastry doesn't fall apart like mine did, you can make them like little raviolis too, so you can use whatever shape you want to use. I'm going to dock this. I'm going to take some turkey. This turkey's nicely thinly sliced. Okay. I'm going to put a little bit of corn on this one because Carl's want spinach here. Okay. Like this. And then a little bit of gravy. Okay. Okay. Kind of like Hot Pockets. My daughter loves Hot Pockets. I don't. She does. Okay. All right, this is not sealing because it's too much flour. So what I'm going to do, and that's a good thing for you to see, just take a little bit of water and wipe the flour off, and then it will stick. That's a good thing because a lot of times you run into problems at home that I may not run into. But when you run into it, it's good because then you get to see how to fix it. See? Now it's gonna stick nice, see? And that's that. Okay, that one just doesn't want to go anywhere. I'll need some corn juice. That way we don't have to keep running to the sink. And there we go. And we're gonna put a nice edge on this one. Okay. Now the baking instructions on the box is 400 for about 15-20 minutes. So that's why it's important for you to use all cooked food, because they're good for leftovers. Because then you just cook it for the 15-20 minutes and your food's all set, all warmed up, and it's a great sandwich. A puff pastry sandwich. Okay, we're gonna do one more. Maybe I'll do something a little different this time, just to show you can. Okay, so I'm gonna roll this out just a tish more. There we go. Okay, you do have to dock your dough every time, though. I forgot to dock it. That's okay, we'll dock it right now, like that. Okay. Because you have to dock them or they're gonna puff right up. If you dock them, it keeps them nice and flat. They're not so puffy. Okay, so now I'm gonna get a cookie sheet. Okay. And some Pam. I'm gonna spray that on the pan. And we're gonna put our little puff pastry sandwiches on our cookie sheet. And I'm gonna put it into a 400-degree oven. Okay. Gotta put this little ugly one on here. I don't like it, but we're gonna cook it anyways. Alrighty. We're gonna put this into a 400-degree oven, and we're gonna bake them around 15 minutes or so. We'll check them. Okay. Okay, now I have some sweet potatoes here. Now, what I do when I make my sweet potatoes is I roast them in the oven with the turkey. Then I skin them almost like when I'm making gnocchis. Well, that's exactly what I'm gonna do with these. I have a little bit of butter, a little bit of salt. It's not gonna hurt anything. When you make gnocchis with sweet potatoes or mashed potato, which I do use my leftover mashed potatoes. I mean, you can use turnip, you can use just about whatever you want. If it's mashed, you can use it, okay? Here's 1 cup. You have to measure out an equal amount of vegetable, which right now is sweet potatoes, to flour. Okay, so we got 1 cup. All right, this will be 2 cups. And I'm going to say this is about maybe a half or so. All right, now once you hit over a cup, 2 cups, you need more than 1 egg, because we are going to incorporate eggs into our gnocchi, okay? Now this is going to be a sweet potato gnocchi with a sage butter, just in a sage butter, just sauteed. It's going to be delicious. You're going to take 1 egg, and you're going to mix it in. It's going to become nice and light. That was a double yolk. Okay. Okay, we're going to take the other egg, and we're going to mix that in. Okay. All right, we're going to get it nice and mixed in like this. I'm mixing in the eggs because I don't want to work my flour too much once I get my flour in there. Okay? Alright, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to measure out 2.5 cups of flour. I'm going to try to, I can't stick this in there, so I might make a little bit of a mess here, but that's okay. That's what cooking is all about. 1. 2. And I'm gonna go about a half. Now, if these potatoes are too loose, I'm gonna be able to tell. Hopefully we'll be able to show you the texture, okay? We're just gonna work this in with our fingers, just like this. Okay, you don't wanna wrestle them around too much. All right. I'm gonna put a little bit more flour, because this is really, really soft. So we'll probably put like 3 cups of flour, because I'm only gonna put a half more, okay? But it's really, really soft. Now what I'm gonna do at this point is I'm gonna turn it out on the table here. It's easier to work with. There we go, and you're just gonna push them down. They're just like regular gnocchis. You don't really wanna knead them, you just wanna push them down and get them together, like this, okay? I'm going to put a little more flour down and work it in just a tish. There we go. Now these potatoes are cold. They're not hot. Usually when you make a potato gnocchi or a fresh gnocchi, if you're not using a ricotta, your potatoes are usually fairly warm. All right, so that's about it. I'm going to leave it just like this. Okay, now I do have a little flour left here we're going to use first. All right, I'm going to cut this in half. Put it down the middle, like so. These are not going to be heavy like a regular potato because they've been mashed with butter. They're going to have a nice flavor to them. Okay, now you want to work kind of quick with these because they are going to get sticky. Okay? Alright. Just going to roll them like a regular gnocchi. Put them in your flour there. Now I have water boiling here already because I'm not going to freeze these. I'm going to cook them. I'll cook what I think I'll need and then I'll freeze the rest. They freeze excellent. You're going to love them. The reason why I bake my sweet potatoes is I find they're less watery. I don't like watery sweet potatoes. And where they're so soft, I am going to flour them good. The water will, the flour will sink to the bottom of the water when it boils. Now these aren't going to take very long to cook. A few minutes. While I'm getting ready to drop these, what I'm going to do is I'm going to put on my heat on a medium heat. Okay, I've got my sage here and I'll grab my butter. I'm going to roll a few more and then I'm going to drop these because I'm ready to cook them, believe it or not. Drop these right into the water and we're ready to go. Okay. Okay. Now this water is boiling, okay? I'm going to drop my gnocchis in there just like that. Cover them up real quick so that it comes back to a boil immediately. These are very soft and what they're going to do is they'll all mush together if it doesn't come back to a boil quick. That's why I want a smaller batch. Now I've got this pan heating. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take some sage. This is sage. Okay. And I'm just going to pick some leaves off, like this. I'll go over here so you can see better. These are beautiful sage leaves. You can get them in any grocery store. Usually in the vegetable aisle, they'll have like a spice section. Okay. Go. Alright, I'm just going to take 2 seconds to wash these. So I just washed the sage out. I want to make sure the leaves are clean. And I'm just going to line them up like this. And then I'm not going to roll them because they're kind of small to roll. I'm just going to cut them on an angle like that so that they're like little strips. Okay, and I'm going to cut up a couple of chunks of butter and get this ready. I'm going to melt the butter. You don't want to burn it, so don't put it on a blasting heat and burn it because it's not going to be good. It's going to... A lot of people brown their butter. They think it tastes better browned. I don't like it browned. I like it nice just the way it is. Put your sage in there. Let it mix with the butter. Okay. That's going to all melt in nice. We're going to give that a few minutes. All right, now this is going good. Excellent. I am going to drop the other chunk of butter. because I do want a little more. We're going to take our gnocchis. Oh, they look beautiful. Look at how beautiful they are. Nice and orange. We're going to put them right in this pan like this. Oh, yeah. Look at that. Ha ha ha. A little bit of cheese. Gotta have cheese. Gotta have cheese. That's a little bit for me. I don't know about you, but that's good. I am going to add a little pepper. All right, let me clear this off. Wait, timer off. Be quiet, timer. That means everything's just about ready to go. Okay, these are ready. I just can't wait. Oh, so give me 2 minutes to finish this up. We're gonna plate up our food and eat. We'll be back. All right, we're ready to go. We have everything ready to go here. It looks delicious. We're gonna start out with our, I know we did them last, but we're gonna start out with our sweet potato gnocchis and sage butter. Of course, I did throw a little bit of cheese on there to make it complete. Okay, and this is number 1. Oh, and they're delicious. I love them. Now, secondly, we're going to go with one of these turkey sandwiches. I still think they're like the ones my daughter gets. They're delicious. I'm going to cut them right in half. This is one with spinach and gravy. Very good. And this little triangle one, I believe, oops, is falling apart, is with corn. Let's see if I got it right. Nope, there's nothing in there, just turkey and gravy. But these are delicious too. This is number 2. Okay. And last but not least is our fantabulous turkey pot pie. Let's see how this came out. This has got the biscuit or biscuit top. Oh yeah. Woo! I'm gonna turn it upside down because that's the way I like it. These leftovers are quick and easy, and I hope you enjoy them. I guarantee that if you use these leftovers to make leftovers, you'll have no leftovers. Thank you for watching Tina Cooks. Have a good night. Hi, welcome to Tina Cooks. Tonight, I'm going to show you some new... Wait a minute now. I'm tired. Okay, you ready?
Tonight.
Hi, welcome to Tina Cooks. Tonight, I'm going to be showing you some ideas. I can't talk. Wait a minute. Give me 1 second. Okay. Ready? Okay. Welcome to Tina Cooks. Tonight we're going to do some new ideas with... I don't know if I'm going to be able to get another one out. I've got to stop saying new ideas. Okay.